What's up guys, Ryan here from Mudgunner, and today it is Viewer Builds episode 39, and we had a pretty cool theme this week. The theme was the last gun that you purchased. So what we have here is 3 guns that were purchased today by myself and my girlfriend Gabrielle. She's been on the channel a lot. So I'm going to show you guys the ones that I got first. So I got this. This is a little obnoxious and it's probably not the greatest gun, but hear me out. I just wanted to get it as a fun gun. This is a Masterpiece Arms Defender, or like a little Defender Mini. It's a 9mm and it kind of looks like a Mac, but yeah, I don't think these are the greatest guns, but I've never shot one, so I'm just going off of, you know, what I hear around. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna shoot it. It's just a fun gun, and again, it's okay to have a fun gun. But yeah, so I got this little Masterpiece Arms, and then the cooler gun that you guys will probably actually appreciate that I got is I got a Tupperware. Some people hate Glocks though, so it doesn't matter. What I have in this Tupperware is a pretty clean Glock 19 Gen 2. So early generation, this is probably like 90s. I was looking at the paperwork in here. There's a couple pieces of the paperwork that say 1991, but I don't know if that's the print date or when this was actually made. But yeah, Glock 19 Gen 2, it's pretty clean, all stock. I like that it's stock and wasn't really molested, but yeah, very clean gun. So I have a Glock 19 Gen 4 and a Gen 5. I owe just a little bit more money on a Glock 19 Gen 3, so I'm kind of collecting all the generations, and then still got the label on the side. So yeah, this is just a clean, again, Glock 19 Gen 2, and I'm excited for it. Probably won't shoot it too much. But then the cool one right here, my girlfriend actually got, because she shot my CZ Scorpion, and she wanted a 9mm subgun. So yeah, she got a gray CZ Scorpion. I love the color of this one. Mine is black, so I'm a little jealous. It's got some upgrades to it. It's got like this safety, like a nicer safety. It's just odd at the angle that it goes. It's got the paddle release. It's got an extended charging handle. She bought this Magpul gray AFG grip for it. It's got the brace. It's got a QD sling mount. It's got a Timney trigger. So it's got a lot of upgrades right out of the get-go. And then it came in a little Pelican case. So I'm excited that she's gonna get to shoot this. We're gonna shoot them tomorrow. And yeah, that should be a lot of fun. I like my Scorpion, and I do recommend the Scorpion as kind of like a, I guess, beginner, not like beginner, but entry subgun setup. They're a proven design. They're mostly polymer, so it's not like as cool as like an MP5 or an MPX that's all metal, but they are a good design. So, and they're very cheap to upgrade, which is nice. So yeah, my girlfriend got that, but yeah, that was our latest gun purchase, or our last gun purchase that was bought earlier today. So yeah, excited for those. I want to share a theme with you for next week, and the theme, I'm hoping you guys enjoy it. The theme is GWOT, so Global War on Terror guns. So that covers a wide range of stuff from like M4s, M16s, SR25, stuff like that. I'd like to see some SR25s if you guys want to send that. Scars, like there's so many cool guns in the GWOT era, which was the Global War on Terror. So what I have here doesn't look like a common one, but this is an actual clone that I built off of my uncle's gun. So he ran an FN M4. This is built on a Colt. I gotta rebuild it on an FN at some point. But he was running a Leopold Mark IV CQT, and I tried to clone this as close to my uncle's as I could. Does not have a suppressor yet, but I will get that at some point. And then right now I'm running a fake PEC because this will never be a night vision gun for me. So I have the real AT-PLCs, the civilian ones, but I run those on guns that I actually use for night vision. So yeah, that is my GWOT clone of my uncle's gun. So if you guys want to participate in that, it's going to be next week's viewer build theme. Send the picture of your build to my email. It is sales@atroxco.com, and describe it from tip to butt. Send a horizontal picture, and that will be in next week's GWOT viewer build theme. So with that being said, let's check out all these really cool guns that were your guys' last purchases, or at least I hope you didn't lie. But yeah, let's check them out. Kicking off this week's viewer build video, we have this Ruger LC carbine. This comes from Axel, and this one is chambered in 10mm. He didn't say too much, but I'm going to read what he said here. It says, so far, it's my go-to PCC, and it shoots great. It has a Kaw Valley linear comp, a die-free Kung Fu vertical grip, a mini Scout flashlight with a pressure switch, and a Vortex AMG. Nice. And then they come with their own flip-up sights, and it looks like it's got an extended SGM mag. But yeah, the Ruger LC carbines are pretty cool. I haven't got to shoot one yet, but I'd like to one of these days. But yeah, it's a pretty cool rifle, and we sell a lot of them at the store I work at. So thank you for sharing that one, Axel. This next one comes from Charlie, and this is his CMMG Descent BR4. It's a 14.5-inch barrel in titanium Cerakote with the zeroed muzzle brake pinned and welded. It's got an Inforce WML, which was actually inspired by some of your viewer build videos. That's awesome. That's why I do these, because I think it's cool to see what everyone else is doing. It's got a Magpul M-Lock sling loop, a Live Outside ATAX Ghost Urban Camo 2-point sling, Magpul M-Lock rail covers and hand stop. It's got Troy HK style tritium micro battle sights, a primary arms SLX 3X micro prism sitting on a LaRue Tactical ACOG RCO mount. It shoots great, and I really like how slick this rifle is, and decided to be as minimalistic as I can. If it weren't for the price, it would already be my truck gun. Yeah, from what I know, these things are pretty pricey, but I haven't got the chance to shoot one yet. It looks cool though. And yeah, thank you for sharing that one, Charlie. This next one comes from Brent, and this is his latest purchase / build. So going through the list, the upper is a BRN 180 Gen 2. It's a 10.5 inch complete upper. It's got an Otter Creek Labs polonium suppressor on a Reardon SPB mount. It's got Magpul M-Bus Gen 3 iron sights, Rail Scales G10 panels, as well as B5 Coyote panels. It's got an Emissary Development handbrake, spray painted with Rapco Field Drab Brown, best Coyote match out there. It's got an EOTech EXPS 2.0 on a Unity riser. And then going through the lower, it's an American Defense Manufacturing UIC 180 strip lower. It's got Window Gen 3 PMAG and FDE, a Geisley SD3 gun trigger, a Forward Control Designs ASF 90 ambi safety selector, a B5 Type 23 pistol grip, an Isle Manufacturing half-inch cheek riser. These next three parts are all JMAC customs. It's got the 1913 folding mech, an AB8R arm bar, and AB BA brace adapter. It's also got the Gearhead Works tail Mod 1C, and then a Dirty J Designs Devoid plug and FDE. I highly recommend the JMAC / tailhook Mod 1C setup to anyone needing a folding brace. It's rock solid. Nice. Yeah, that thing looks intense. Honestly, the back piece, I can't zoom in too much right here, but it looks a little pointy. I'm curious how comfortable that is. But yeah, overall the setup looks sick. Thank you for sharing that one, Brent. This next one comes from Logan, and this is a B&T GHM 9 in tan. It's got a rugged Obsidian 9 with a 3-lug mount, an Arisaka M300 light with their offset mount, and then a Surefire UE tail cap and mod light button. It's also got a BCM CAD grip, a Reptilia 193 MRO mount. It's got the Trigicon MRO HD green dot, and then an A3 tactical folding brace with a Gearhead Works Mod 1 tailhook. Nice. And then future upgrades are HB Industries reduced powered safety springs and an Elfman trigger. Yeah, that looks good. I have a GHM 9 myself. Haven't really done much to it other than accessories, but yeah, it's a sick gun. I like it a lot, and I like that yours is FDE. So thank you for sharing that one, Logan. This next one comes from Jay, and honestly, it's a very short list, but this is still a badass gun. It's a Staccato XC with a Surefire X300 turbo and a Trigicon RMR HD. That thing is sweet. It looks like it's comped. I haven't gotten into the 2011 game yet, but I would like to at some point. It's just, I'm more of a rifle guy, so spending that much on a handgun versus a rifle, I tend to do it on a rifle. But I will for sure own a 2011 at some point, and it might be a Staccato, because we get a few of them through our store. Actually, we have like 4 of them between our 2 stores right now that all came in used. But yeah, that thing is sick. Thank you for sharing, Jay. Alright, this next one, I might butcher your name. I'm sorry. I think it's Kunli. Tell me if I pronounced it wrong. I'm going to go through what they said here. The gun was bought on March 2nd, 2025. Had just about everything else laying around, but this was essentially inspired from your MCX and Q video. Nice. I'm glad I could help. Go check out my suppressor playlist if you guys want to see that. I've done a lot of Rattler videos, a lot of Honey Badger videos. But yeah, thank you for using me as the inspiration. So going through the list here, it's got a Dead Air Nomad 30 suppressor. The light is an Arisaka 300 series body with the Surefire KMC2 head with the Surefire pressure switch. It's got a generic Amazon finger stop, an EOTech EXPS 3. Got a support since they are 20 minutes from where I grew up. Nice. Yeah, I'm a big fan of EOTech myself. It's got a Unity riser. It's got Lancer mag since this gun is primarily for subs. A BCM grip since it's my favorite grip on the market. It's got an SB tactical brace with the SIG hinge. It's an expensive load, but this setup loves Hornady Black 208 grain sub so far. Yeah, the Hornady ammo seems to do pretty well across the board for my 300 blackouts. And yeah, I like my Rattler. It's pretty sick. It's a little bit more ammo picky than my Honey Badger, but it's still a really cool gun and a very quiet gun. yeah, thank you for sharing that one. Again, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, but I believe it's Kunli. And yeah, that's a sweet build. And their Instagram is pew_fritas if you want to go check them out. This next one here comes from Joe, and this is his newest purchase. It's a SIG P365 fuse that I put into a Flux Raider chassis. It has a Holosun 407K and a Streamlight TLR7 sub. It's really not much bigger than my P226, so it's concealable with the separately purchased holster from Flux. It's definitely a fun little gun. Nice. Yeah, and if I remember right, these ones with their holster, the brace already flings out once you unholster it, if that's still the thing. I remember when I got to shoot this at SHOT Show, but it's been a couple years. But yeah, they were pretty sweet. So yeah, thank you for sharing that one, Joe. And his Instagram and YouTube is modern_muskets, so go check that out. This next one comes from Charles. He's got a Glock 17 Gen 4 here that he got for $300. That's a pretty good deal. And then a day later got approved for the Hush Puppy device on the end. Nice. Yeah, it's always fun when you get an approval. I am currently waiting on a tax stamp on a Benelli M1 Super 90 SBS. So it was a police trade-in, and I'm excited to share that with you guys as soon as I get it. So going through the list, it's a Glock 17 Gen 4. It's got a Surefire X300U, a Silencer Co. Spectre 9 suppressor, and then it has a Silencer Co. threaded barrel. Sweet. Yeah, that's a sick setup. And even though it doesn't have suppressor sights, I run a Glock 19X suppressed, and honestly, you can shoot pretty accurate with just the factory Glock sights. So thank you for sharing that one, Charles. That's awesome that you got it. This next one comes from Paul, and this is his 12.5-inch SBR. I built this rifle to be my night vision setup. So it's a Geisley 12.5-inch upper. It's got a Huxworks Flow 556 titanium suppressor, a Cloud Defensive Rain 3.0 with the new FDE/Coyote color. That color looks pretty cool. It's got B5 furniture, a Radian lower. It's got a Geisley trigger. It's the SSAE, a Geisley buffer tube and H3 buffer system, a Blue Force gear sling, and then for now a Holosun HS515CM. Hopefully in the future I can replace with a Tan EOTech EXPS 3.0 and a Unity riser, but for now it works. Yeah, I haven't had any issues using Holosuns as placeholders, including the SIG Romeos. I've used a lot of those as placeholders until I get a nicer optic, but yeah, your build is coming out great so far, so thank you for sharing that one, Paul. This next one comes from Heavy Hitters, and this is an IWI Zion. It's a 16-inch barrel. It's got B5 furniture, but changing out the grip soon. It's got a SIG Tango LPVO. It's got OD Green Ranger wrap, and then it's got a Holosun Raid. I have a lot of stuff ordered and just waiting on it to all arrive. I'll resubmit the final build when I'm done. This is going to look a lot different in about a week. Nice. Yeah, that's the only thing with doing a segment like this is I understand a lot of these might change over time, especially if you guys got them recently. So, yeah, send them in down the road whenever they're more built up. But yeah, that looks great. So thank you for sharing that one, Heavy Hitters. This next one comes from Mason, and we have a Glock 19 Gen 4 here. This one has a Surefire X300U, a Brownells Gen 4 Glock slide with an RMR cut. It's got a Standard Co. trigger shoe, a Vickers extended mag release, Talon grips, and a Trijicon RMR. Nice. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Thank you for sharing that one, Mason. Alright, this next one comes from Cameron, and he says, drinking game idea, take a shot every time you see Geisley in this email. Okay, this email specifically or everyone's? Because otherwise you guys got some catching up to do. I know other drinking shots are like when I say nice or other stuff, but yeah, so go ahead and take a shot every time you hear Geisley. I just said it again. This is my most recent acquisition/build. It's a Daniel Defense Mark 12 upper on a strip lower I got from Palmetto State Armory. The mods I've done so far is changing the muzzle device to a Surefire muzzle brake to mount my also brand new 556 RC2. Nice. It's got a basic Harris bipod and some Knights Armament rail covers. The scope is a Vortex Strike Eagle. It's a 3-18x44 on a Geisley mount. And the charging handle was swapped for a Geisley airborne charging handle. The strip lower was built out with a Geisley Super Duty parts kit. Love the maritime bolt catch that came with it. It has a Geisley SSAE trigger, a Geisley Super 42 buffer spring with a Geisley H3 buffer. The grip is a B5 and the stock is a Magpul DT-PR, but I plan on changing it out to either a PRS light stock or an A2 stock for the vibes. Can't make up my mind. And the magazine is actually the magazine I carried on deployment, so that is a cool piece as well. That's awesome. Yeah, that's a sweet looking build. I like it. And honestly, I do think the fixed stock would look really good on there, but the PRS light's probably the better way to go. But I'm going to say fixed stock. So comment down below with what you guys think. But yeah, that's a pretty sweet build, Cameron. Thank you for sharing. This next one comes from Patrick. The last gun I purchased was the Mossberg 590 Shockwave that included a rubber spacer to cycle the mini shells. The only modification was I sanded down and cold blued the barrels since there was some rust and pitting on the barrel. It was priced accordingly and I got it for $250 out the door. Okay, that's not bad. I know cosmetic, it may not look appealing, but functionally I'm sure the gun still shoots great. So yeah, thank you for sharing that one, Patrick. This next one comes from George, and this looks like a pretty sweet acquisition. It's a HK Mark 23, and it's got the B&T Mark 23 SOCOM suppressor, and it's also got a Surefire X300 Turbo on a Lobos mount. Nice. I want to do one of these really bad, and I'd probably go the B&T suppressor route. So let me know what you think of that one, because that is definitely on my list to get. But yeah, thank you for sharing that one, George. It looks great. These next three come from John, and he actually got 3 in one day. So he got these from the store I work at, Arizona Firearms. You see the patch there. I'm going to go through what he said. These are the last purchases of firearms that I've done. I know there are 3 because 2 were on the same day, and the third was a birthday present from my cousin. The first is a Walther PDP. The second is a Sig Emperor Scorpion 1911. And the third is a Ruger Red Hawk 44. Yeah, that's a sweet haul of guns. I really want to get an Emperor Scorpion 1911 really bad. I just like the color tone, and the name is pretty sick. But yeah, thank you for sharing those, John, and I hope you're enjoying them. This next one comes from Chris, and this is a Blackout Defense DTL in 300 Blackout. It's got a Dead Air Sandman S suppressor, a Blackout Defense Hybrid Chemo muzzle device, a Surefire M340 dual fuel turbo, a mod button, an Arid manufacturing sling. It's got the Die-Free Co. Tiger Claw. It's got an EOTech EXPS 3-0 on a Unity riser, a Blackout Defense 4.5 Hybrid Zero trigger, a Die-Free Co. Kung Fu grip, and then a Magpul STR stock. Nice. I like the color scheme a lot. That looks really cool. So thank you for sharing that one, Chris. These next ones come from Nicholas. This is the last gun I bought a few weeks ago. My Christensen Arms MPR in 338 Lapua. It has an Arkin EP5. It's a 7-35 by 56 scope. And I already forgot the bipod I have on it. Gonna shoot it for the first time this coming weekend. Nice. I didn't even know Christensen made a 338 Lapua, but that looks really good. My Sugar Weasel was my last gun purchase that you already featured in a gun build video. Nice. Yeah, I like the Sugar Weasel too. But yeah, comment with how that 338 Lapua shoots. I'm curious. I want to get that caliber one of these days. I think I would want a Barrett MRAD just because I have the Barrett M82, but yeah, I've shot the caliber just a couple times, and it's a sweet round. So yeah, enjoy that gun, Nicholas. It looks great. This next one comes from Tyler, and this is a CZ75 P01 with an impact machine slide. And going from tip to butt, it's got a Surefire X300, a CZ custom guide rod and spring, a ported impact machine upper with a hollow sun, a single action straight trigger, a Cajun Gunworks Pro package, short grips, and an aluminum magwell. It's also got extended magazine base plate with 21 round capacity. Nice. And then he actually has another one here. It's a base CZ75 P01 slide with Cajun internals, a threaded barrel, a DPM guide rod and spring. And it says HB Industry Microcomp, a single action only frame with aluminum grips, base pad extension, and 21 round capacity. Yeah, they both look good. I like the SP01. I have a couple CZ75s and I think they shoot really good. So thank you for sharing those ones, Tyler. This next one comes from Daniel. He says, my most recent gun is this HK45 Tactical. I wanted a threaded 45 to go with my new 45 suppressor. Nice. He did not mention the suppressor, and I don't know that one just by looking at it. So comment down below with what that suppressor is. It also looks like this is the 45 Compact Tactical, because I have the HK45 Tactical and my grip is a little bit larger. But yeah, I bet that thing shoots nice. I like my full size. I'm sure you'll love that one. So thank you for sharing that one, Daniel. This one looks pretty sick. This comes from, I believe, Quadric. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. And going from tip to butt, we got a Sig Spear LT. It's a 9-inch 300 blackout. It's got a Huxworks 762 titanium suppressor, a Surefire turbo with the dual tail cap and Surefire pressure pad. It's got an SMS HF-XC LAM, so laser aiming module. Mainly use it for laser and looks, plus I don't have nods yet. Not familiar with that company off the top of my head, I'd have to look into it. It's got a BCM CAG hand stop, an EOTech EXPS 2-1 on a Unity fast mount. It's also got the EOTech G33 magnifier on the Unity flip to center mount that I pulled off my Mark 18. It's got a Midwest Industries side folder with a Midwest Industries stock tube. It's also got a SB-A5 brace and then a Blue Force Gear Vickers sling. Yeah, that looks sick. I want to get a Sig spear one of these days, but I like the MCX platform overall. So thank you for sharing that one, Quadric. Alright, this next one comes from BP, and this is his Tavor SAR. And going through the list here, he's got a Huxworks 556 flash hider, a Huxworks Ventum 762 suppressor, a Surefire X30 master fire. Not familiar with that one, but can't zoom in very well from where I'm at. I know you guys will see it closer. It's got an RPM Tool 0003 foregrip, a Gearheadworks folding charging handle, a Manicore Arms Tavor Overwatch full-length top rail, a Vortex Strikefire 2 red dot as a placeholder. It's got a Fab Defense Tavor quick deployment bipod, a Manicore Arms Tavor gasketed port cover. It's got the Geisley Super Sabra trigger pack and the Lightning Bow trigger. And then it's got a Manicore Arms Tavor curved butt pad. Nice. And then it was rattle canned by him. But yeah, that thing looks sick. I want to get an SAR Tavor one of these days. I have the X95, but I just think it'd be cool to get the old school one too. So thank you for sharing that one, BP. Alright guys, we are finishing it off with the boombox here from Angel. This thing's sweet. I want to get one of these. I specifically want to get the SD when they come out with it. So this is a Q boombox SBR. It's chambered in 8.6 blackout. And it looks like it's just a complete Q SBR. So it's short build list, but it's got Troy flip up iron sights. It's got an EOTech EXPS 3-0 in tan. It's got an EOTech G45 magnifier. That's the 5x magnifier. And then everything else is factory from Q. I'm still waiting on the short chop silencer from Silencer Shop since it's on back order. Nice. Yeah, that'll be sweet. I got to shoot this suppressed at SHOT Show. You guys can go check out that video. It was extremely quiet, and then I also got to shoot a 5-round burst out of the SD machine gun, and that was pretty sick. It's pretty slow cycling, and then it's extremely quiet. So yeah, that thing will be awesome when it's done. Thank you for sharing that one, Angel. And yeah, that wraps it up. Thank you for everyone that submitted this week. These were a lot of cool builds, and congrats on everyone for your last gun purchases. Thank you guys again to everyone that submitted. Congrats on your most recent purchases, and I'm looking forward to next week's theme. I want to remind you, it is GWOT guns, so Global War on Terror. Anything that falls into that category, look it up if you're not too familiar. You might have something if you like building the military clones. And other than that, I will see you guys in that video. Remember, send it to my email at sales@atoxco.com. Describe it from tip to butt, and yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys for watching.